Yo, what is going on, you guys? Here, my boy Aaron here off his first regional top 16, 15th place, my man. How you feeling?
Pretty good. Finally got my invite, first year back after
there you go.
15-year hiatus. I was like, so happy.
Right, perfect timing, man. Nats is right around the corner. You excited?
Like 2 weeks, right? Like 2
yeah,
weeks?
Yeah. We got 2 weeks. We got a new set coming out. A lot of stuff is happening, but we're not here about the future, man. We're here about the now. All right. First of all, once again, congratulations, dude. Yeah. What'd you play?
Fire King Snake Eyes.
Fire King Snake Eye. All right.
Playing the chickens. You know, we got the match to Matt. You know.
There you go, my man. All right, cool. You got any shout outs?
Yeah. So my homeboys from Game Hunter, Hector, Miguel, Caesar, Jason, all the boys that just helped me play test literally like 2 in the morning. My Game Hunters, we just stay out there play testing. So shout out to them, shout out to the Galaxy. Over here, my locals literally like around the corner, so they're coming out there playing.
Oh, we got him in the background.
Yeah, get him in the background.
Got him in the background.
My boy Omar back there.
There you go.
It was really funny because actually round 7, the Tenpai player, he was a guy who was local to Houston
really?
a year ago. So yeah, we talked about that. He ran with Galaxy.
Oh shit!
So,
okay.
Yeah, that was really cool. But yeah, shout out to Galaxy. Yeah, awesome, dude. Like, this is the place where I got a lot of practice. So yeah, shout out to Galaxy.
Yeah, definitely. What were your rounds?
So round 1 we faced Melodious 2-0. They couldn't establish. I hand trapped them a little bit, and then over their pendulums, one of the pendulums I think was really framed, so they couldn't really do much afterwards. So they just established forward, and then just were able to kill from there. And in game 2, they tried to dimensional barrier card links, and then I told them to read the card, and he wasn't able to.
Yeah.
And that's why we run a different card in the side deck for that, instead of D-barrier. Game 2 was Heroes. That one was 2-0. That one was really quick. Couldn't break through and establish forward. And in game 2, we were able to break through the plasma and the denier by making Underworld Goddess. So that helped out a lot. Game 3, round 3, was Snake Eyes Pure. We lost 2-0 against it. So that was one of the tougher rounds. Man, and then I misplayed on that one because I was supposed to place back Ash off of Poplar Effect just to be able to get something if he did nib me, and he did have the nib. So, and I wasn't patient with the cross out. I should have been patient with it. Game 4 we got a bye.
X1 bye.
X1 bye, dude. I was like, okay, cool. I was just chilling there. Like, table like 15, and I'm like, everyone else around me is like playing games, and even one person came to spectate and they're like, "Is your guy not here?" I was like, "Nope, he doesn't show up." So I'm like, "Okay, whatever." Round 5 was Snake Eyes again, pure. Beat that 2-0. That one was. I just had the perfect back row for the interaction that he had, so it just made it a little bit easier. Round 6, it was Raid Raptor. We drew. That was our one draw for the tournament. One card saved us to be able to just get through the towers. That made it a lot of fun, and we'll go through that one card. I was thinking about cutting it too, to get this down to 40 as much as we can. We're at 43, so I was trying to get down to 40 as much as I could. But we left it in, and I'm probably going to keep it in.
Yeah, can't make clutch, right?
I enjoy. Hey, it's really great. The Kurikata, it's Kurikata. And so like, leaving the Kurikata in just made it where it's searchable and just being able to board break. Also respecting Pearly with it. Outing Noir is annoying when it has too many materials.
The cats are real.
Cats are real. It's annoying. Just because you can't establish anything. So if you at least get one search off, they don't expect you to search a Kurikara out of Ash. So it makes it really easy.
Yeah.
Round 7 was Tenpai. We lost 2-0 against that as well. We just couldn't. We bricked. So it happens. And then last round was Ritual Beast. We 2-0'd it.
A scary deck.
Scary. Shifter's annoying. Shifter's a card. So, and that's the only deck I don't mind getting Shifter. I think Shifter should be banned low key, but it's the only
high
deck.
key.
High key. Okay. Thank you. Okay. But it's the only deck we don't mind getting Shifter because at least they are actually plussing off a Shifter, not just playing through Shifter. That's how I view it. So I'm like, that's the only deck I respect somewhat. Just don't ban it, please.
That's fair.
Please pound me.
All right.
But yeah, that was it. So we went X2-1, and then we got 15th place.
Hell yeah. All right, man. Let's get into it.
Okay, absolutely. Starting with the Snake Eye stuff, so we went with 3 Ash.
Those the ultis?
So the ultis, man.
My man.
hey, don't touch the merchant.
Hey, my bad.
Standard stuff, 2 Poplar, and then the 1-ofs, the Oak, the Snake Eyes Diabel, and the Flamberge. Snake Eyes Diabel came in really clutch. Being able to place Arvada off of it and summon it to be able to revive Arvada off of Flamberge on their draw phase, just to get another monster engage on board. And then also recycle the Promethean Princess back into your graveyard to now stay Firelocked if you haven't done IP yet. Just makes a really good interaction to just be able to control when you want to be Firelocked and when you don't want to be Firelocked.
Yeah.
So the Snake Eyes Diablo really comes in clutch for that.
Okay.
For the fire, also our 2 Witch, I should remember. We only run 2 because breaking breaking on double Wanted and double Witch is annoying, and that happened once. I don't want to see that again. So, trying to get down the consistency as much. I know it's a starter, but it's if you see too many of them and you want to see something else, I'd rather just see the 2 Witch and a Wanted.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, and now the Fire King stuff. So we got 2 Kieran, 1 Sacred, 1 Arvada, and 1 Ponix. This is for the monsters.
Okay.
Once we learned the line with the Doolittle and the extra deck, we cut out Baron because we didn't need to search anymore.
Right.
You knew me from way back when I used to use a really heavy Fire King build. Their Baron was really crucial for that, but not anymore since you don't even recycle your Kirans on turn 0. So you just need the Arvada to just be able to create the recursion.
Yeah.
And then the one also non-injured monster before the hand traps, the Kurikara. This came in clutch against the Raid Raptor because you can search it off of Snake Eye Ash. You can also search it off of OSS, the Banshee effect.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So that gives you 2 different ways. That's why sometimes you end up not wanting to do the draw one off of Wanted on turn 0, just because you may want it in the graveyard in case they do end up breaking your board, and they are able to bring it back to your turn 1 pretty much. This just gives you another avenue to be able to break the board, having it in the main deck.
Yeah.
And then hand traps, we got 3 Valor, 3 Ash, and then we have 2 Ogre. So these are the main hand traps. We also have 3 Imperm.
Okay.
So these are just the main ones that we use. We didn't want to go more. There's some more in the side deck, but since we're running the Fire Kings, we don't have enough to see soft non-engine. And sure, we do have a little bit more bricks with the Fire King stuff, but we're breaking with too many hand traps and not having a starter. I think it's a similar situation, but at least you have some kind of place that you have open some of the Fire King stuff. Also, normal summoning Arvada is not too terrible. You want to fire again. So
heck no.
It just at least creates some kind of interaction.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then we have 2 more hand traps, mostly for the cross-out target.
Okay.
So the 1 Nib, this is purely just for the cross-out target, but we ended up drawing it one time and used it against Tenpai. Didn't do much, but they still summoned 5 times. Nib Tenpai.
How'd that happen?
They Hydra, summoned Chandra, and then they made Biden, summoned back Chandra, and then they made Seals. So Seals was the 5th.
That is fine.
But they still get the search off of or the summon off of Seals, but it was just really funny because rarely they make 5 summons in the main phase. So it was really
worked
funny.
out.
It worked out. And in our last one, I was thinking about cutting it, but it came in once against Ritual Beast, and I enjoyed it. I respected a lot of Ritual Beasts this past, and I think also the Cashier and Tenpai are running it. So I'm running in the main, not too bad. We'll send it off a Witch if we see it, unfortunately. But rather than just cry and not be able to do anything.
Yeah.
Even if you do get shifted, at least the Fire King can do something, at least set up some kind of board with it. So that's also another reason why maybe cutting the shifter may be an option, but I think until now we're still going to keep the shifter. And now we're going to the spells. So we have 3 of the Wanted. It's just so much blessing off of it. Like I said, I'd rather see these overseeing just the Witch, just to be able to get the recursion, because you can do the banish the OSS effect first and then shuffle it back, or place it at the bottom to draw. So we still recycle it even if we do the banishing effect. That's why I enjoy it.
Okay.
And then we have the 1-ups, the OSS, and the field spell.
The QCR.
QCR.
My guy, what are you doing?
Hey man, you saw the ultis, man.
That's true.
Hey man, they make QCR Fire King stuff. That would be the first thing I would QCR, honestly.
Yeah.
I enjoy the chickens, man.
QCR Ponix.
QCR Ponix, that's next. Konami. You're up. You did the wrong ulti, in my opinion, for OTS. Should have been Ponix. You know? And then for the Fire King spells, we're just running this.
Okay.
That's another thought, was to cut the shifter for Skyburn, Just because you have very little options for back row, and Labyrinth hurts you a lot with this because they just recur so much.
Right.
So just having something to just pop back row in the main deck, insearchable off of Onyx, in case you draw into Sanctuary or Island. Because the recursion of Onyx just happens so many times throughout their turn. If you go turn 0, you might as well get some search off of it, and so versus the Shifter doing nothing. So that's my one thought, is cutting out Shifter to be able to add Skyburn.
Yeah.
And then non-engine, well, if you consider it, 3 Bonfire, the Searchers, the starters.
Got it.
And then 3 Cross Out, and then the 1 Call By.
Alright.
We don't run 1 for 1 anymore, just because it's 2 for 1. You end up needing more cards in your hand that you draw into, especially with getting down to as close as 40 as we can. Still with 43. The 1 for 1 just wasn't doing much for our hand. We ended up just discarding it off a Witch sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty. And then the extra deck for our 1 is just Anima. No Almirage. There's no point in running the Almirage for us.
Right.
And then our 2s, Nightmare Phoenix, SP, IP, Doolittle. This comes up a lot. Especially quietly, because that's how. Don't worry, Omar. We'll sign up here. Don't worry. Okay. So Doolittle helps a lot in the grind. Because you can pop it off of Runix, you can pop it off Island, and then you recurs your fires back to your hand. So this is our cut for Sunlight Wolf, just because you can special it off of Arvada 2 to get a free Link 2 climb, and that's how you sort of make your princess turn 0. That was another shout out, I guess. Yeah, the other Hector, we call him Hector Prime. There's 3 of us here, man. There's 3 of us. He's the one who taught me the Doolittle line, so shout out to him actually for teaching me the Doolittle line.
Yeah.
But yeah, this just helps a lot to just recycle your stuff, because you need to recycle an Ash or Oak. We use this a lot to recycle Oak, because you can pop it off of Runix, it gains half the attack, and just be able to get you some extra resources if you end up going like turn 3, turn 4.
Yeah.
And then our other 2 is the Charmers. This is really good. Just make easy princess. It's really easy to go into. And our 3s are just Celine and Princess.
Makes sense.
And then there's another card we want to cut, possibly. Probably not afterwards, but we really wish we had the second Promethean Princess. It ended up getting called by so many times, it just got annoying. So having the second one, I wish I had it more often. But yeah, with 1 is just fine right now. Now our 4s, we have Apo, Zelantis, Amblo. So this is what we're thinking about cutting to add another princess.
Okay.
Because we don't mind making the next one, which is the Raging Phoenix. We don't mind making it instead of the Amblo.
Right.
It is another non-target pop, which sometimes comes up quite a bit, especially since you can trigger it whenever you want off Arvada popping Princess. Like I said, whenever you want to choose Firelock, you can also choose when you trigger Amblo if you decide to run it. But honestly, I might run the second Princess instead, just because it comes up way too many times if you don't get it back on the field. And our last 4 is Access Code.
There you go.
The beatdown. It's just the beatdown's real. Hey, when you use a Link 3, you make it 54, just beat down with it.
There you go.
And then our last one, Underworld Goddess. This is what got us the win.
Hey, my man.
This is what got us the win against Heroes. I really don't want to cut it just because it's just a tower outer. It's really easy to make with the Charmers, since you'd only cost 1 extra body on top of the Charmer.
Right.
So I mean, we're not going to cut it, just be able to out certain things that are sometimes troublesome, especially some big monsters. Sometimes Snake Eyes doesn't have the recursion to be able to beat them out later on.
Right. Hey, sounds free.
And then for the side deck, we got 3 Jerusalem, or 3 Bestials. Puppet Lock's no fun. This is mainly here for the Puppet Lock. Puppet Lock and Voiceless.
That's fair.
Yeah. We don't want to get Puppet Locked.
I'm doing the same. That's fair.
I might cut this down to 2 to be able to add a 3rd card that we want to add in here to get the 3 on another card.
Okay.
But so far, I think we're going to keep 3 until we test a little bit more, and then we might cut this down to 2.
Yeah, definitely.
Puppet's no fun. If we see Puppet go gone, this is definitely getting cut down to 2. And then for hand traps, 2 Droll and then 2 Mourner.
Okay. How'd you like Droll?
Joel, it was a hit or miss. More, you added one in for the crossout target. Heroes, it stopped them as well.
Okay.
We didn't see it against Heroes, but like I said, Rogue, it hits if you end up seeing Rogue, but against the meta, it doesn't really slow them down. We mostly added it in because we know that with the Fire King stuff, it sort of just stops it right there in its tracks. So
Right.
putting one in at least for the cross-out target, in case we see something that's Rogue, which we saw a lot of Rogue this past week. It was really good. The Mourner came in more than anything.
I bet.
It just, I don't know, it's just Mourner. It's just able to negate. It just stops. Mostly a lot of these hand traps, as what we need to time pretty well, is against Voiceless for me. For me, that's a tough matchup in general. But overall, we do everything else. The Mourner doesn't really do much more against it. But that's our main concern with it. Sure. And then our 3 Cyclones, back row hate. Riddick Stun's no fun. Yeah, Riddick Stun's no fun. We might cut this one to Harpy. Like I said, the side deck is the biggest thing that I'm questioning. Cutting this down to 2 and then put Harpy back in. We cut out the Harpy just because it was too slow at points. But Labyrinth is the hardest matchup for me. Just how much they recur. If it isn't for the Fire King stuff, we don't recur enough to be able to keep up with it with the Snake Eye stuff.
Right.
So adding in a Harpy just to be able to just eat up a point of interruption of just like forcing the trigger everything early, and also not getting Daruma early. And then this is the one we want to go to 3 up, and we cut up this shield. Skill Drain. Skill Drain helps a lot to just stop anything. And then we can just send it off ad.
Shits on Senpai, shits on a lot of decks.
Shits on everything, man. The only thing it doesn't is like Yubel. Yubel doesn't get hit too much unless they try to go into the like the Yama, the Sharvaras, and all that, the Unchained stuff. And then our tech card instead of Deep Barrier.
What is this called?
Simul Archfiend. So pretty much this is our response to the mirror match. We're still respecting Tenpai. Mainly because you can still hit Tenpai when they make Biden, and then they can't synchro off of it unless they quick sync with it. And if they attempt to make Transcendent, they miss timing with it. Not Transcendent, I'm sorry. The Trident Dragion. If they try to make Dragion, they can't activate its effect to destroy the ability of the extra attack because it's a wind effect. So regardless, you lock the meter into just a 3,000 beat stick or just into a 2,600 monster. So we still respect it, and it also stops the link climbs. So it helps a lot with that. But we like this because it hits the mirror match and it still respects all the other things. The only thing it doesn't really hit is Voiceless Voice because it just needs to summon once. But we have plenty of other stuff to just interact with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Final call for signups, players. Final call for signups.
Alright, that's what they're calling us. So, hey, congratulations once again, man.
Thanks so much,
15th.
man.
Congratulations. I will see you at Nats, my man.
Definitely.
Alright, later.